Hello, how are you?
Hello everyone there. This is Pralay from Instancy.
Hey, Pralay, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good, excellent. I can see your screen, and I have you unmuted. I'm also going to unmute Harvey as well, so he can speak as well.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Greg. This is Harvey. So we wanted to share with you the project that we've been working on.
Great.
Okay, so as you see on the screen, we're going to start with the author interface. So we're going to share with you the three different areas that our work actually impacted in this project. So we are basically creating mobile and web content, and we have authoring systems. So we are embedding the xAPI statements as the pages are being authored. These pages could be multimedia and may have audio and video and synchronized, media elements on the page, and you could actually have questions and quizzes and all of that. So all of these activities, whether it's a hotspot or a question that's being clicked on or pages being navigated, all of these are actually using Experience API to track the user's progress. And these are essentially browser-based authoring tools, and they are designed to be responsive so that they would play effectively on different device configurations. And they also allow for content to be downloaded onto the device. We're going to share with you the browser experience right now. So once a course is published, it gets published to the learning portal, and the users, this is the learner view now. We built the course. We can publish it through the learning portal, have the users launch the course and navigate through that, and we can begin to track their progress through that. And we are tracking the time taken per page, the questions, how they're answered, and what we have done, one of the main focus for this cohort project for us was the ability to assign badges to the users upon completion of any kind of a course or content. So once we've kind of gone through the course, we'll actually come back to the learner environment. Okay, we'll look at the authoring. Okay, let's look back at the administrative side of things. So in the user management area, we are assigning that course to a user or to a set of users. And here we also automate the protocol. So if you need to automatically assign a course to the user, so probably I'll let you just settle on the screen, and because otherwise it's shifting too fast. Okay, so this is kind of the user management area where you would assign a course. Okay, so yeah, let's go look at the assign interface probably on the admin side. Yeah, so this is the place where we would actually assign any kind of content to the users. So we can actually even just skip this part. It's okay. I mean, essentially you manage your users, you assign your content, and then we go back in the learner environment and check out the some of the other areas. So essentially, once the user has gone through the course, which we saw earlier, and they will be assigned a badge upon the completion of that. So let's just get into that part of it. So here there are two activities going on. One is that we are assigning a badge. So this badge got assigned to the user after they completed the course. And if they have multiple badges, then we also put a little counter on there. So if they got, let's say, the same badge assigned 2 or 3 times, so we can do that. And also going back to the My Learning page, there is a place whereby we can actually put them on a leaderboard as well. So by the virtue of the fact that they completed something, we assign the badge. Second thing is we put them on the leaderboard, and that could be ranked according to the number of completions. And that could be configured on the learning environment as well. So that's on the learner side. And we can now check out the report, kind of showing how the xAPI data is being collected on the LRS side, so we can view their activities. So this is the LRS interface where all the data is getting recorded, and then we can sort these activities by different verbs, or we can say, okay, I want to look at certain badges, and I want to look at either all the users or specific users, and then it will pull up the appropriate statements and things like that. Okay. So that's on the ad hoc reporting side of things. And this data can be exported as an xAPI stream. And the learner is also given a chance to kind of see their own transcript, which is a stream of activities coming from xAPI as well. And then that can be exported as well. They can share that with their manager. So here, there, we don't have much of their activities. This is basically, this user hasn't done much activities on the social side of things, but we are able to kind of build a. Do you have an example of the user activity stream by any chance, either on this page or some other page by any chance?
I don't have an example, Harvey, to show you here right now.
Okay. All right, so I think we can conclude that now. The next demo, I can bring that up so we can show more of the activity stream from the end user standpoint. So essentially, to summarize, what we have here is the ability to create content, embed xAPI statements in there, be able to assign that content to users, ability for users to launch that content, and then upon completion, assign them a badge, put them on a leaderboard, and rank them based on what they've completed, and then be able to pull the experience API data and sort and search within a date range, specific verbs, focused on specific verbs, or focus on either all the users or specific users. So that basically completes the demo part of what we had in mind today.
Cool. Thanks, Harvey, and thanks, Pralay. Does anyone have any questions for either of them? Actually, let me check to see. Put your hands up if you have any questions, or go ahead and ask them in the question box here. I see that I have suggestions for elevator music in the suggestion box, or the question box. I appreciate that. Excellent. So, Harvey, actually, I do have a question if no one else does. So, the logical extension for the system that you have here, how do you see this being used in, I guess, in context? I see the context you have here is, say, a corporate environment. How would you envision this being used, say, for other types of performance activities?
Yeah, so I think that where we want to extend this to is that, if you look at the different kinds of learning activities that are going on in this environment, and it gets configured based on different businesses and their needs. So you have the formal e-learning activities, social and informal learning, whether it's in the form of discussion forums, or searching for members and adding them to your connections like you do in LinkedIn, and be able to share your learning activities and your learning activity stream coming from xAPI to the people who are in your connections. And then the ability to also have a wiki environment where people can contribute knowledge into the system. So there are different places in the system which we didn't demo, but they are essentially modules and components where we can have a more fully functional social or informal learning environment. And then we have the more traditional kinds of activities like attending a webinar or signing up for a physical classroom course and things of that nature. So across all these different areas, we are tracking them using xAPI. So, and then of course you have the smaller kinds of nuggets of content, whether it's video or even some sort of a performance support, instruction, job aid, that kind of thing. Being able to download that on a device, and we're doing that on both Apple and Android devices, and be able to track the user's progress even in a disconnected or offline mode, and synchronize the data back up to the server. So all of these activities, where we see that is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a formal activity that gets you a badge. The gamification can come into play in any of those activities, and we could reward the person not necessarily for, we started out by course completion, but it could extend into other types of learning activities, or maybe a collection of those activities is what gets recognized. So that's kind of where we see this going.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna, if anyone has any further questions, go ahead and post them in the Google group, because I'd like to actually get some more topic-based or kind of a subject-based threads going in the Google group, so we can kind of continue that conversation. So I think picking up on gamification in particular would be helpful. All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Thanks, everyone.